Coast weather. Certified most accurate.
Well, it is not too often we get to talk cold fronts in June, but a weak cold front on the move. It won't be here today, though. Scattered storms out ahead of this. Here comes the front heading into tomorrow. So this is going to be digging into the Gulf Coast. Of course, with a tropical air mass in place, it makes it really hard for these fronts to actually pull through. So expect this to slow and eventually stall out across the region on Thursday. But this is going to ramp up rain chances through the midweek. Out ahead of all of this, it is a beautiful start to the day. Live radar sweeping clear with nothing to worry about. And if you live west of I-75, your bigger concern today is going to be the heat, feeling like the triple digits as we typically see this time of year. So we do dodge heat advisories. Some of us will still get in on the afternoon storms, but it is mainly going to initially fire off near I-75. So a couple of showers and then storms building back east. Now, once we get into around 4, 5, 6 during the evening commute, it is going to be heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning as the main concern in Hendry and Glades counties. And typically, once we lose the heating of the day, we would start to see the storms weaken, fall apart, but we are still going to be a bit unsettled overnight with some rounds of rain filtering on through. This is because of this kind of rare setup for early June with a front approaching. Because of the higher rain chances, more clouds as well. Wednesday, Thursday, I have issued a Gulf Coast weather impact day. We aren't going to see the peak heating of the day fuel these storms, but rather a front. And then notice a big drop off in rain coverage Friday and looking into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. It is really hard to come by the rain. The heat is back on. So here's what happens. Even though this front is going to stall, we aren't looking at necessarily a big temperature drop, but starting to see some slightly drier air. This kicks in Friday, lingers through the weekend, and then on Sunday already starting to see a more tropical air mass, more moisture creep back in. So through the end of the week, much drier, but in the meantime, the midweek starting tomorrow, really starting to trend wetter. Heading into Wednesday, starting to see off and on again rain filtering on through, and even when it's not raining, a lot of clouds, but again, not going to see a washout of a day. Off and on again rain, and then this is what we're dealing with on Thursday, especially to the south. That is where I expect the highest rainfall totals, anywhere from about 1/2 of an inch to up to an inch. Notice there will still be pockets where it's drier, perhaps even bits of sunshine, but for many of us, it is certainly higher rain coverage heading into Thursday. So the biggest threat, the heavy rain. I don't expect strong to severe storms necessarily, but just off and on again showers filtering on through. The lightning concern, gusty winds still a possibility. And when we talk cold fronts, you know, oftentimes we're talking about relief from heat or humidity. You're not going to really feel it during the afternoons, but at least a subtle change during the mornings, especially this weekend. Take advantage of the low 70s with slightly lower humidity. That's look at your Gulf Coast weather, most accurate forecast.